Okay, I'm back in the test map work folder. Just to clean up, we can delete all these. It only reads the last one. So, why is it so slow? That is really weird. Autosave. Ever look in here? This is since I started working on this, creating endless backups. And delete some of these. We don't really need them. We know everything's working at this point. Alright, let's take World 24. That is what I rendered out. To get to the inside of that new file that sits right here called test map bundle. Actually, this little log file I created shows you what's inside that bundle. All these files sit in there. One of them being a file called world XML, which is identical to World 24. These things have to do with shadows, and this file has to do with where the shadows actually get drawn on. This is the minimap. Here's our script. This stuff we never edit. This is where you put the description, the title of the map, the thing you read at startup. This has to do with the gold and blue checkerboard things. You have to have the right stuff in there. Zones we already talked about. And the rest you really, oh yeah, massunit.bin contains all the grass and coffee cup and smoke things I've been painting on the map. So they're all in there. So let's actually open that file, because we need to get inside the bundle to edit some of these things to update the script. Open bundle reader exe, which is a utility you can download. Hit open bundle, find that file, test map, hit open. You could actually expand it here, and it shows you that all this stuff I just showed you in that text file is actually in here. A lot of files that make a map bundle and the GUI. Most of our action will happen in this file, which is a script that right now is totally empty, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to highlight this part and say extract bundle. I usually put it on my C drive and say OK. Close the bundle reader, don't need it anymore. Go to my C drive, where I'll find a folder now called test map. There's an old map, I can delete that. I don't see it. Alright, here. I'm going to rename it immediately, because I don't want it to be called .bundle. I just want this folder to be test map. Has a reason. Just believe me, you don't want the folder to be called bundle. In here is everything that was in the bundle a second ago. Oh, that's the wrong one. Alpha Dog. Oops, I'm on the wrong map. I got lost. Back to the ground level. Here we go. Data levels. So here we are. XML world file. Go in and edit, and I'll show you what we don't need the AI graph anymore. Highlight the whole darn thing. Get down to the part where the vehicle AI graph starts. Delete. Now if you're not sure, leave it there on a small map. On a big map you really want to get rid of this for rendering. You do have to leave the vehicle graph in there, but it's much smaller. We also can ditch the stuff that was standing around in the map earlier, the destinations. I'll keep the panart01 actually in here, and Control F, humans, they're deleted. I will put them back in here. Where did that folder go that I created earlier? The test map folder. I need to find right now. Hang on. Can't find it. That's interesting. Hang on. Pause. Alright, I'm back to where I found my test map. I'll put the humans in here. Let's take the first batch that I have and copy it into the world file that's in that bundle directory, and put it right back where the human stuff goes in that XML file. Because now I have all the AI in there and the one vehicle I want. All I really have to do now after saving that is create the script. For that, I'm going to just borrow one from another map that I have created recently. Let's see if I have one in the main directory. I just deleted one. So let's go back in my trash. And restore this one. Die trying is definitely a map that's random. But where'd it go? Actually, I have this folder full of files that have full scripts in them. Fight Club has everything we need. Fightclub.xml. Here we go. Here's a full script, my full randomizer, the whole 9 yards, more than we need for this map. We'll take it, copy from here on. See those names? Trigger 1, 7, 11. That's why we named this stuff like that. Take the whole thing. We'll clean it up right down to where it says player 1 at the bottom of the script. Get back over to the map we're working on, which is, darn it, right here, test map XML, edit, and go right between player and that XI thing. Paste it in. Now we have way too much in here. Let's go to the top and start deleting what we don't need. We do need these triggers. And the areas, we only have one, so I can delete these others. Pan arts, we only have the first 3. We haven't done any of the other zones. So this is what this all does. Doesn't really matter. We don't have any smackdowns in the map right now, but we're just gonna delete what we don't need. We need the base triggers and we need the first wave. Don't need any of the other triggers. Delete everything down here, but we need the first 3 pan art triggers. Delete the rest. All the smackdown stuff. Start game, yes. This we need this, we need all these other things. Activating areas, and we don't have MGs created. I gotta show you that next. I'm gonna leave one in. Actually, I'm not gonna do this now. I'm gonna take them out. We're gonna do the MGs later. We're gonna redo that script anyway once we add more things. Okay, these are the different smackdowns we don't really want. So I'm gonna pause this for a moment and clean the script up and then show you the rest. Alright, I've edited this file down to the minimum. We have the initial start triggers. We have the areas 01, 0, 11 and 012 being defined, that they actually exist. Get triggered by 1, 7, 11 for testing. I'm going to change that here to 1 and 1 person. This is where you make a map adaptive or not. Very easy change, just these 2 numbers. You also make it easier or harder depending on how many people you want around before these triggers happen. Pan art triggers, there's 3 for each level, also there. This stuff goes with these triggers. It tells them what to do when you see certain events happening. Never change that. I will edit this for you if you make a map, if you follow my naming convention. If you name the areas something different, it'll be a pain in the ass, because all these things need to match up with what you type inside the map. So this one doesn't do any smackdowns. It is triggering the pan arts here based on the initial MG triggers. And here are the initial waves. This is just one of them, wave 10. And what's in there is really irrelevant right now. Here are the 3 randomizers that pick whatever for each level of difficulties. It picks from any group. Don't need to edit anything there other than the chance of something happening. In this case it's 100%. There's no spawn here, so there's only 4 versions happening. Further down are the pan art events, and you can see there's a lot of stuff here with destinations and pan art 1, 2, 3 left over from the other map, which is why I'm going to make 2 more pan arts right now so I can match the script and just have to replace the destinations. So I'm going to take a little break, go back in the editor, put 2 more pan arts and crews in there so I can recycle this script a little better, and then I'll finish this all off and show you how it all goes together. Until then, I'm going to sign off.